There are a couple of new cards that I think we need to talk about, guys, from the Animation Chronicle and 2024. It's going to be really, really exciting to go over these cards and see what you guys think about them and everything in between. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Okay, guys, so I'm slightly late to the party, but there's a bunch of new cards that I have to talk over. I'm going to start with some of the older cards, and then as we go, I'm going to show about the new cards that came out, and then we'll talk about it. So the Clear World archetype is getting more cards. Let's go ahead and go over Clear World really quick. Clear World says, during your end phases, pay 500 life points or destroy this card. And each player receives certain effects depending on the monster attributes they control. They control light monsters, play with their hand revealed at all times. Ah, that's not good. Dark. If you control 2 or more monsters, you cannot declare an attack. Earth. During your standby phase, target one defense position monster you control, destroy it. Water. During your end phase, discard 1 card. And fire. During your end phase, take 1,000 damage. Wind, you must pay 500 life points to activate a spell card. You have to be hindered by one effect, chat. Which one do you choose? You have to be hindered by one of them. Clear World is one of the worst cards ever invented in Yu-Gi-Oh! But the Clear World cards are going to actually allow you to flip the scales on your opponent, which I would assume, I would hope, right? Oh, crazy. Clear Cube says you are unaffected by the effects of Clear World. Thank you. During your main phase, you can normal summon one monster that mentions Clear World in addition to your normal summoner set. If this face-up card in its owner control leaves the field by your opponent, you can special one monster from your deck that mentions Clear World. So the only problem with this is that, yes, Clear Cube prevents you from being affected by Clear World, which is good, but it has no implications to help you. Like, it's a 0 attack monster. It ain't defending much. It gives you an additional normal summon, but what do you do with that additional normal summon? Because in order for you to not be affected by Clear World, you need to keep one on your field. I'm not sure. Maybe there's more. Clear Phantom. You can only use the first effect of this card named once per turn. You can discard this card and one other card. Add 2 cards from your deck that are either Clear World or spells or traps that mention it. And of course, you're unaffected. I think that's the theme. You're unaffected by Clear World. So probably Clear World just hinders the opponent and it doesn't hinder you. This card is destroyed. You can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. That's not helping here. Clear Rage Golem. You can only use the first effect once per turn. If it's summoned, you can activate this effect. Monsters that mention Clear World can attack directly. Its third effect, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can inflict 300 for each card in their hand. Clear Wall. This might be a good one. This might be a good one, guys. If Clear World is on the field, you can add one monster from your deck to your hand that mentions it. Okay. All right. Once per turn. All right. Monsters that mention Clear World cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no battle damage involving them. Let's go, chat. Actually a good card. While you control a level 7 or higher monster that mentions Clear World, all effects of Clear World are applied to your opponent regardless of the attributes they control. Jeez. Chat. Imagine after playing with your hand reveal, paying 500 life points for every spell, discarding a card every turn, destroying a defense position monster. Chat, yo, the monsters are completely dog, and it makes up for it. This card makes up for it. It makes up some ground. Those are the new cards that we know about Clear World. I don't think that this makes the deck like amazing because only problem I see with this is the fact that Underworld Goddess is being reprinted. Stuff like that, like back row removal and cards that get rid of your opponent's cards without destroying them. Yeah. This is definitely not a good deck, but we still have more, guys. All right, so it looks like the Allure Queen cards got a Link retrain, and this is a Link 3 monsters that requires 3 spellcaster monsters. The cost is incredibly high for this card. If this card is Link Summon, you can special summon a Allure Queen monster from your deck. And if you do, this card gains 1500 attack until the end of the turn. Okay, we might need a little bit of a jog with the Allure Queen cards. The level 7 says, during your main phase, if this card was special summoned by Allure Queen level 5, you can select one monster on your opponent's side of the field and equip it to this card. Oh, that's pretty cool. Level 5 says, once per turn, if this card was special summoned by level 3, you can select one level 5 or lower monster on your opponent's side of the field and equip it with this card. Okay, then if it will be destroyed by battle, you can destroy the equipped monster, but instead, then during your standby phase, you can, by sending this card to the graveyard while it's equipped due to its effect. These cards are pretty much useless. Allure Queen monsters on your field cannot. What is this, a simp deck? Chat, there's no way. They got bodyguards? Chat, this is a simp deck. Easy simp deck. What? And then once per turn during your main phase, you can select one level 3 or lower monster and equip it with this card. And then that's pretty much it. During the standby phase, it summons level 5. Yeah, no. This ain't it, chief. But it probably has something else. You can activate the effects that equip a monster to themselves of monsters with Allure Queen in their original names as quick effects. Okay, that's cool. The problem here is still that the Allure Queens need to be summoned throughout their effects. So you got to use 3 monsters to make this card, and then summon the Allure Queen, level 3, to equip the opponent's monster as a quick effect. At this point in time, chat, just play Crackdown. Maybe there's something else. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can destroy one card on the field. Also, Allure Queen monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects for the rest of the turn. That third effect is pretty good. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can destroy one card on the field. That's what it's good for. This card can't be destroyed by card effects for the rest of the turn. That's all I read with all of these cards. I think that his card is good for a link climb, maybe. Like summoning this and then summoning the Allure Queen level 3, equipping your opponent's monster that's level 3 or lower. I don't imagine that being a lot of cards that I can think of, maybe like the lower level Snake Eyes. And then destroying that monster to make all your cards unaffected and then linking into another card. That seems pretty cool. That's okay. I don't think that this card is like blowing me out of the water, but it's not bad. We have Allure Palace. Oh my God, there's more of them. Maybe I spoke too soon. Spellcasters monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. The Allure Queen effect monsters gain this effect. You can send this card equipped with a card by its own effect to spell summon one spellcaster monster with 1500 or less attack from your hand or deck. You can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, take one Allure Queen monster from your deck, add it to your hand, or special summon it to your opponent's field. All right, guys, in before we get like a fusion monster or something. Allure Dance. When this card resolves, add one Allure Queen monster or an Allure Palace from your deck to your hand. Each Allure Queen monster you control gains attack equal to the attack of monsters equipped to it. You can send one of the spell or trap cards you control to the graveyard, special summon as many Allure monsters with different names as possible from your graveyard. The support seems okay. It summons Ecclesia from the deck. That's what I was thinking. It can summon both a credible and the regular. It could summon the Dogmatic Aquim too, but is it really worth it, chat? You can send this card equipped with a card by its own effect. So you have to equip an Allure monster by its own effect to summon Dogmatica from your deck. Cartesia too. I don't know, man. This doesn't seem that good. It seems cool though. I love how Allure Queen is actually getting support. Lastly, from Animation Chronicles here, we got the Duke of Demise. My guy, guys. This requires 2 fiends and or zombies. Immediately a super poly target. Immediately a zombie world card. During the standby phase, pay 500 light points to destroy this card. I'll just pay the 5. This card can't be destroyed by battle. All right, Spirit Reaper. You can activate this to normal summon one monster. Okay. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target one level 4 or higher, fiend or zombie monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Yo, I think that this card is probably the best card we've reviewed today. Finally, a good card for Ghost Fusion. I'm sick, chat. Nah, this card's really, really good. This card's really good. Amazing zombie support, right? Next, we have Spirit or Illusion. Oh, are these, chat, these have to be Bakura cards, by the way. These are Bakura. This is Bakura support. You can't. I know Bakura support when I see it. Equip only to a level 5 or higher fiend or zombie monster. You can use these effects. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. When are we going to get away from it? When are we actually going to get like spell summon one doppelganger token with the same type and attribute as the equipped monster. When attack isn't declared involving the equipped monster and opponent's monster, you can make that opponent's monster lose attack equal to the equipped monsters. Oh yeah, it's not an instant fusion target or a ready fusion target because it's not a normal monster either. So no, it's none of those. That would have been crazy though. Next is Spirit Shield. It's like a Mirror Force card. Once per battle, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish one fiend or zombie monster and negate the attack. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that would destroy a card on the field, you can banish one fiend or zombie monster from your graveyard, negate the activation. Once during the end phase, if you do not control a fiend or zombie monster, send this card to the graveyard. Chat, this seems really gimmicky. I think the fusion monster is really, really good. I think the other two are Bakura theme cards. I think that all 3 of these cards are Bakura themed. I don't know, guys. My overall thoughts on them is that they're pretty mid, other than the fusion monster being zombie fiend support. And the problem with that is that zombies seem to be a little bit far behind. In fiends, I can't think of a way to use these cards. Maybe Dark Worlds. Overall, it's super poly food. It's necro food, like you guys said. But let me know what you guys think.